80s,
as I said.
So it's just gone 7:05, and as we've been saying, we have a guest on the line.
We certainly do, and with us on the line should be Dr. Yulia Chubarova. Are you there, Yulia?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello. How are you? Whereabouts are you in Russia?
So I'm now in Saransk, my hometown.
Okay.
So living here, working here, yes.
Okay, and what's the weather like in Russia?
So it has become very cold now, but we had Indian summer for quite a long time, so we enjoyed really good weather.
Okay. Now, obviously, last year you were over at Juniata College in Pennsylvania on a Fulbright scholarship.
Yes.
And you were teaching Russian there. What was it like to be able to teach your, your own language to the Americans over there?
Well, it was really very interesting and exciting. And although I'm a teacher of English, and teaching Russian was quite new for me, it was still very not that difficult because it's my native language. And it was actually the aim of the program to go to the United States and teach my native language and to study there. So yes, it was a Fulbright program, which gave me a really unique opportunity to see the country, to study, and to teach at the same time.
Excellent. So as well as teaching Russian there, you also took some classes, didn't you? So tell us about the classes that you took.
Okay. Actually, it was also the part of the program. We were supposed to take two classes each semester, and we could take any classes we liked. And one class should be devoted to U.S. studies. It was actually the requirement of the program. So the first semester I took the art of public speaking and methods for foreign language education, which was very interesting because Americans are very popular with public speaking. They're really good at it. And the next semester I took professional presentations and storytelling, which was really also very amazing and interesting since the professors were really very efficient and nice and professional. So I liked it very much.
As a non-native English speaker, I knew you from Juniata and I know how well you did in those classes, but was it not quite daunting to, be taking a class in public speaking and a storytelling class where you have to get up on stage and basically speak?
You mean, was it difficult for me to take this class as being not a native speaker?
Yes.
Yes, I think it was, because I was the only non-native speaker in storytelling class, and at first I thought that I was absolutely incompetitive with them, and it was more like an acting class where we had to act, to speak, to create our own stories. I found it really very challenging at first, and I even cried, and when Skyping with my friends and relatives, I used to cry, and they told me, what are you doing? Please give it up. You don't need it. It's a lot of suffering. But at the same time, I learned so much. It's such valuable experience. I think I couldn't take such classes anywhere else. The professor was really great, and I think I definitely learned a lot taking this class.
Yeah, so tell us about your experience of Fulbright and how you managed to get the Fulbright scholarship. Was it a very difficult process?
Well, it's rather a long process and difficult. And I actually applied twice to Fulbright. First, when I first applied, I didn't get the scholarship, and I was a little bit disappointed with Fulbright. And then it took me some time to recover. And then when some of my colleagues got the scholarship, I decided to apply again. And for the second time, I was successful. Actually, the process of participation consists of several stages. First, you prepare the documents and you send the documents to the Fulbright office in your country. Then they study the documents and say whether you are going to continue participation or not. The second stage you take TOEFL exam and you have an interview with Americans, and then you have to wait like for a month to get the result of the TOEFL and to see if they have chosen you or not. And then it takes you like maybe half a year. It takes them half a year to decide to which institution or college you're going to go. So it's quite a long process. I think it took me like a year to wait for the final results. And you don't know where you're going to study and teach, so it's a little bit of surprise at the end, because everybody wants to go to a big city and you never know where you're going to go. So I was really surprised myself. I wanted to go, yes, to a big city, and it turned out that I'm going to a small town with a population of 7,000 people, like in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
I was a little bit disappointed, but it was not right, because it was really a wonderful college, and so yes, Fulbright experience is really very nice. So that's about participation.
Yes.
And once you get there, you really have unique opportunities, because Fulbright pays for everything. So pays for your transportation, for living. They give you monthly stipend. So you live really in wonderful conditions. Like I lived in a quite big house with really nice international students. So the first semester I lived with a German student. The second semester I lived with just
with
you.
Me.
Yes, with a British lady. So you have the opportunity not only to get acquainted with American culture, but also with the culture of other people.
Definitely.
So yes, yeah. So it's good living conditions.
Yes.
Then really nice working conditions, because you have some groups of students you're going to teach. So it's not long hours. It's not more than 20 hours a week. So that's pretty manageable. So you have a lot of time to prepare for classes and to do what you really have to do. And studying also is very nice, because Fulbright also pays for your studies, and you know that education in the United States is really very expensive.
It is,
so
yes.
That's really a unique opportunity. And you, what is more, you have the opportunity to see the country, because you stay there for 9 months, and you have time during breaks to travel. And since you have the stipend, it's quite affordable in the United States. So I'm really very happy that I got this opportunity to see the country, to work there, and to study.
Okay, so I think what we're going to do now is play a song, and then we're going to talk to you a little bit more about your travels in America.
Okay.
So stay on the line, and we'll play our next song on the list.
Another James Bond theme for you to kill. That's Duran Duran, View to a Kill, the latest in our James Bond theme tunes that we've been playing tonight. Coming up, of course, the American Dream Team's top 3 will be James Bond. It is coming up on 7:20, and we are still on the line with our guest interviewee.
Yes, we should be. Yulia, are you still there?
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Okay, now one of the things that you mentioned before our musical break was that you did a lot of travelling. Being in the States gave you the opportunity to do a lot of travelling, and obviously you and I travelled together. But what I want to talk about is the travelling that you did, before I met you, when you were, because you have the ability to travel on a very, very low budget, which is something very important to students all around the world.
Wish I could do that.
So tell us about how you got into couch surfing.
Yes, it was really wonderful. It was something new. I had never experienced before. But before going to the United States, I talked to my friend who gave me the site, couchsurfing.org, and said that it was really nice and I should definitely experience it, since if you don't have much money, it's wonderful. And it's also a unique opportunity to meet many new people, to get friendly with them. So that's how I got introduced. I made an account there. And when I got to the United States, when we first began traveling, we decided to try this couch surfing, and we found our first couch in Philadelphia, I think. which was really nice. The experience went quite well. We met nice people. The friends I traveled with really liked it, and we decided to try it some other time. And all the time we tried it, it really worked. And I think thanks to couch surfing, I managed to see the whole country, even to travel to some places not only once but twice and 3 times. Like we stayed in Huntington, which is in Pennsylvania, and I managed to go to San Francisco, California, I think 3 times during this year, which is really amazing.
It's amazing when it's thousands,
because,
literally thousands of miles away.
Thousands of miles, and I think it's almost unaffordable if you stay in hotels. And yes, couch surfing was really wonderful, and I definitely recommend experiencing it because it's something new, something interesting, something unexpected, and definitely worth trying. And we now know so many people all over the States, and not only all over the States, because when I got home, I also tried it in Europe, and it also worked very well. And I'm really thankful to it, that I know it, and you should try it if you want.
Yes, yeah. Well, obviously you and I did some couch surfing in various places. New Orleans,
yes.
I think, was the first place that we went to together.
Yes.
And also we did it in Montana, which is somewhere where Ben stayed.
Yes,
Ben in the studio with us,
exactly.
and Chloe is going there in January. So, yeah, we did couch surfing there, and Salt Lake City.
Where in
Salt
Montana?
Lake City, right?
Now, was it Billings that we went to?
It was Billings, yes.
Billings.
It was Billings.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
we.
very close
Sorry,
to
I can't
Yellowstone.
actually hear you, Yulia. I'm sorry. There's something wrong with the microphone.
Yeah, but no, we had an excellent time couch surfing, and definitely
What
Definitely
time of year did you
recommend
go
it.
in Montana?
May.
Oh, so it was warm-ish.
No, it snowed.
Warmer. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It snowed. Do you remember us driving through a very, 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 very bad snowstorm, Yulia?
Where?
In Montana,
Yes.
driving out of Yellowstone.
I suppose coming from Russia, a very bad snowstorm. That's going to be a bad snowstorm, isn't it?
It was to be, anyway. But, you know, obviously accommodation is one way that you can save money when you're travelling. Something else that Yulia taught me was that a little bit of suffering, you know, can make a lot of difference.
Like we had to buy cheap flights with lots of connections, and sometimes flights were cancelled.
Yeah.
And I remember traveling, when we traveled to Billings, the flight was cancelled, and it was with 3 connections or 2 connections, and we had to travel, like, instead of 8 hours, we had to travel for 3 days.
Yes.
We slept in the airports, and
Yeah. If ever there's an advert for travelling with friends, that is it, because
Yes.
the last thing you want to do is to be, you know, stuck in an airport on your own.
Yeah,
But
it's all the
Going
fun's
on
in the
my
journey,
own.
is it?
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going on my own.
We did actually get separated. Yulia got on a different flight to myself and Teresa, but we did meet up in the end.
On purpose?
Thank God. Well, no, they cancelled our flight, and so we ended up getting booked on different
So it's
flights.
just one for all in all for you.
Yeah, yeah. But we made it together in the end, and we had some fabulous.
yes, and now we have so wonderful memories of our trips together. I really miss this time.
Yes, me too, very much,
Oh, that's
very
all
much
right.
so. One of the things that I remember and that I even do now is eating noodles as a way of saving money. And you taught me that, because we would go and buy the cheapest noodles we could buy in Walmart, which is the Asda equivalent in America, and
Yeah.
we had these flasks that we bought from Starbucks, you know, other
Starbucks,
coffee places
right.
are available, and we would just go and fill them up with, you know, with boiling water where possible, sometimes even just hot water out of a gas station toilet.
Oh.
But you know, it was great, and it's a great way to see the States, and you know.
Doesn't sound particularly great, but
I like noodles. I'd be happy.
I'm sure it was, yeah. I'm sure
But
it was.
we had a lot of fun, didn't we?
Yes, we did, definitely.
And that's all that
And
matters.
I remember us, you know, sleeping in the parking lot sometimes when we couldn't find the place to sleep, like everything was booked and there
Yeah.
was no place in the campsite, and
Yeah.
sometimes we even slept in the national park, like it wasn't allowed to sleep in Grand Canyon,
Yeah.
but we had to.
We did it. We had to do it. Yeah.
Live on the radio, by the way. I
Yeah.
submit
Yeah,
to
it's
illegal
one of
activities.
those, you know, I mean, just to reiterate though, you know, Fulbright has given you that experience of being able to go and, teach in America, study in America, and
Yes,
also
yes.
do a lot of travelling.
Mhm.
So we're over the next couple of weeks, we'll be talking to other students from the UK who are currently Fulbright scholars. So make sure you tune into that. But Yulia, thank you ever so much for coming on and telling us all about your experiences of
You're welcome.
America. Really enjoyed talking to you again on the air and reminiscing
Thank you.
about
Thank you.
our travels together. And hopefully we'll be doing them again very, very soon.
Yes, hopefully. So thank you very much for
No.
inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Participate
Thank
in the
you.
interview.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.